All right, would everyone please be seated? We're about to begin. Thank you. Take your seats. Good evening and welcome everyone here to the Perkins School, and Happy New Year. I also wanted to say on behalf of the committee, we'd like to extend our gracious thanks to the president of the Perkins School, Mrs. Stephen Rothstein, who is here this evening also. Before I call these ceremonies to order, as a courtesy, I am requesting that you please turn off all cell phones. For those who could not be here tonight, the Watertown Cable Access staff is here recording these ceremonies, and they will be televised in the near future. Will all the members-elect please come forward? Sorry, I'm afraid of that. We got them all?
No, get another chair. We'll just get another chair. Yeah, just, okay.
All right, at this time, I would like to call these ceremonies to order and extend a warm welcome to all. Tonight, the men and women elected last November to represent you, to serve you as counselors, members of the school committee, and Board of Library trustees will take their oaths of office. As their family, friends, neighbors, and residents of the town of Watertown, you have come to participate in this important and festive ritual. To begin our program, I invite you to please stand for the presentation of the colors, the Pledge of Allegiance, our national anthem, and the invocation. I will now call upon the Watertown Fire and Police Department's Honor Guards for the presentation of the colors. All right, and now I will call upon Cub Scout Pack 30, Boy Scout Troop 30 to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Who's that?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd also like everyone to know that the Cubs and the Scouts collected 1,100 pounds of food over the last year and participated in the Charles River cleanup. Keep up the good work, everybody. I will now call upon John Castillo to sing our national anthem. John has performed the national anthem at many events at Fenway Park, the State House. He's been singing in public for more than a dozen years. He is also a student here at the Perkins School for the Blind. John Castillo.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, John. That was wonderful. Thank you very much. I will now call upon Reverend Andrea Greenwood, the First Parish of Watertown, Unitarian Universalist, for the invocation. Reverend Greenwood's grandmother, Margaret Greenwood, taught here at Perkins. She taught men who were blinded by mustard gas during World War I. Reverend Greenwood is very proud of this fact. Reverend Greenwood also served as a volunteer on the Watertown Commission on Disability. Reverend?
Reverend Greenwood did not know Alan was going to say that.
I find things out.
Please be seated. I wrote a regular invocation for this evening's event, one in which I ask that we join in a spirit of prayer before we invest these community servants with the authority to lead us. But then I decided to take a risk and invoke something more personal. In October, my husband and I had the sad honor of conducting a memorial service for Harold Bachek. He was a long-term resident of this town and one of the most dedicated community servants imaginable. If you knew Harold, you probably feel what I feel. If you did not know him, I want to ask you to bring to mind someone who inspired you and humbled you simultaneously, who promoted faith and your ability to be effective and humane, who never lost perspective or his sense of humor. That's the spirit I wish to invoke. I believe that this spirit already moves through each of our elected library trustees and school committee members and town councilors. They wouldn't have run for office otherwise. And actually, I doubt that there's anyone here tonight who's not moved by that same spirit, that commitment to the common good and to the work of making a safe, caring, productive, healthy, and vibrant community for everyone. But sometimes we forget. We forget that it is work to build a community, that there are sacrifices of time and energy and personal agendas involved. Often we are clear on what officials owe us and less clear on what we owe them, which is our thanks and our support. But perhaps what we owe each other most is more basic even than that. It's an acknowledgement that our lives are in each other's hands. We live in Watertown together. We use the same streets and sidewalks and services, even when we have very different experiences and needs and gifts. Tonight we invoke a spirit that unites us across differences and invites us to share our stories with one another. At Harold's memorial service, I read a poem by Victor Jara, a Chilean artist who was martyred for his work promoting democracy. He wrote, "On my way to work, I think of you. Through the streets of the city, I think of you. When I look at the faces through the steamy windows, not knowing who they are or where they're going, I think of you, companions of my life and of the future, of the bitter hours and of the happiness of being alive, working at the beginning of a story without knowing the end. For me, that image conjures the 71 bus down Mount Auburn Street, or the 70 running along Arsenal. They could be school buses pulling in here at Perkins, or they could be the buses that pick up children at the Boys and Girls Club, bringing them to camp. They could be the shuttles that bring seniors to the library. Over the next weeks and months, there will be decisions about all these things, about accommodating bike lanes, negotiating teacher contracts, the development of retail space, the hiring of a new superintendent. There will be budgets and services and issues at every turn. The work is not easy, but it can and should be rewarding. We can and should conduct ourselves with respect and compassion and attempts to understand. The dream of living in one beloved community is in all of our hands, and the spirit of service moves through us all. May the work of these servants be a blessing upon our community, and may we always be at the beginning of a story that knows no end. So may it be, and amen.
Thank you, Reverend Greenwood. Harold Bachek was a good friend of us at the Boys and Girls Club also. But before I go any further, I mentioned earlier our host here, Steve Rothstein, and I really want him to stand up and be recognized. The president, Perkins School, Steve Rothstein. All right, it is now my pleasure to present to you the clerk of the town of Watertown, Mr. John Flynn, who will preside over the swearing-in of the members-elect of the town government. Mr. Flynn.
As clerk of the town of Watertown, it is my honor and pleasure to preside over the oath of offices of the members-elect of the trustees of the Watertown Free Public Library, the school committee, the town council, and president-elect of the town council, who also serves ex officio as a member of the school committee. May I remind each person being sworn in this evening that state law requires each of you to take and subscribe the oath of office. Accordingly, I will ask that you not return to your seat following your swearing-in until you have had an opportunity to sign the official register and to receive your credentials for the office.
All right, we will administer the oath of office to the members of the Board of Library Trustees. As I call their names, I invite the trustees-elect of the Free Public Library to stand and come forward to be sworn. Catherine H. Button, Michael J. Hanlon, Jr., Timothy J. Tracy.
Would you please raise your right hand and repeat after me, inserting your name where I so indicate. I state your name.
I, Catherine Button,
Do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge all the duties incumbent upon me
discharge all the duties incumbent upon me
as a trustee of the Free Public Library,
as a trustee of the Free Public Library,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
agreeably
agreeably
to the rules and regulations of the Constitution,
to the rules and regulations of the Constitution,
the laws of the Commonwealth,
the laws of the Commonwealth,
and under rules,
and under rules,
regulations,
regulations,
and ordinances made under authority thereon. So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Okay, administration of the oath of office of the members of the school committee. As I call their names, I invite the members-elect of the school committee to stand and come forward to be sworn. Eileen Schubalzer. Julie McMahon. Michael K. Shepard.
Will you please raise your right hand and repeat after me, inserting your name where I so indicate? I state your name.
I, Eileen Schubalzer,
Do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge all the duties incumbent upon me
discharge all the duties incumbent upon me
as a member of the school committee,
as a member of the school committee,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
agreeably
agreeably
to the rules and regulations of the Constitution,
to the rules and regulations of the Constitution,
the laws of the Commonwealth,
the laws of the Commonwealth,
and under rules,
and under rules,
regulations,
regulations,
and ordinances
and ordinances
made under authority thereon.
made under authority thereof.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Administration of the oath of office to the members of the town council. As I call their names, I invite the members-elect of the town council to stand and come forward to be sworn. Stephen P. Corbett. John A. Donahue. Susan G. Falkoff. Angeline B. Canellis. Cecilia Link. Anthony Palumba. Vincent J. Piccirilli, Jr. Kenneth M. Woodland.
Will you please raise your right hand and repeat after me, inserting your name where I so indicate? I state your name. Do solemnly swear and affirm that I will faithfully and impartially discharge all the duties incumbent upon me as a member of the town council, according to the best of my ability and understanding, agreeably to the rules and regulations of the Constitution, the laws of the Commonwealth, and under rules, regulations, and ordinances made under authority thereof. So help me God. Congratulations.
Administration of the oath of office to the council president and member of the school committee. At this time, I invite Mark S. Sedaris to come forward and take and subscribe the oath of office as president of the town council and member of the school committee.
Mr. Sedaris, will you raise your right hand and repeat after me, please? I, Mark S. Sedaris,
I, Mark S. Sedaris,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge all the duties incumbent upon me
discharge all the duties incumbent upon me
as president of the town council and member of the school committee,
as president of the town council and member of the school committee,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
agreeably
agreeably
to the rules and regulations of the Constitution,
to the rules and regulations of the Constitution,
the laws of the Commonwealth,
the laws of the Commonwealth,
and under rules,
and the rules,
regulations,
regulations,
and ordinances
and ordinances
made under authority thereon.
made under authority thereon.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to present to you the President of the Watertown Town Council and member of the school committee, Mark S. Sedaris.
Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year, and welcome to the Town of Watertown's 2012 inaugural celebration. First and foremost, thanks to all of you for coming tonight. I want to extend a special thanks to all of the employees of the town that are here, the department heads that are here, and we really appreciate their attendance. I also want to thank everybody that participated in these ceremonies and helped plan these ceremonies and put this all together. It goes without saying also, though, that I would like to acknowledge and thank the voters of this town for giving me this opportunity to serve a second term as Town Council President and member of the school committee. It is indeed an honor and a pleasure for me to be afforded this opportunity, and I'm really excited about it. I also want to recognize my wife and my family, who have been very supportive of my efforts during my tenure on the council. Congratulations to all of the elected officials tonight for their efforts and their dedication to our community. Some have been here before, others are here for the first time. Again, congratulations to all. Tonight would not have been possible without, I want to recognize a couple of people who really worked hard to make this happen, and that's Town Council Clerk Valerie Pappas and Marcia Osmond, the Town Manager's Confidential, one of the Town Manager's Confidential Secretary. Thank you very much. I would also like to extend thanks to Mr. Steve Rothstein and Perkins for allowing us to use this beautiful facility tonight, and congratulate them on their 100th anniversary this year. I want to thank all the sponsors for their donations in helping make this event happen tonight. Everyone has been very generous, and it's been very much appreciated. I also want to recognize a couple of more people. We have almost Senator-elect Will Brownsberger in attendance this evening. Thank you. Former Councilor and State Representative John Hecht is here. Thank you. And former Councilor and State Representative John Lawn is also here. I want to touch on a few things we've accomplished over the past 2 years, and then move on to some of the things that I hope we can all work on in the next 2 years. The first thing I want to touch on is the efforts of those who made it possible for the Town Council to go paperless. I'm learning. I'm really proud of this accomplishment, as it has saved the town approximately 75,000 pieces of paper, as well as ink and labor costs to put out all the information to the council members. It's not only more cost efficient, but very beneficial to the town and the environment. The Town Council just recently authorized the manager to enter into a 5-year contract for single-stream recycling and waste management. This will give our town the opportunity to increase recycling significantly, which is also a benefit to the environment, while saving the town approximately $300,000. The Town Council worked in conjunction with the manager in allowing the town to renovate Victory Field. This will be a long-lasting benefit to the town and will provide more recreational opportunities for everyone. The new police station opened after many years of meetings and planning. The town will now have a first-class facility for many years to come. On the school committee side of things, I had the opportunity to work closely with my colleagues to develop 2 budgets. These budgets have provided as many great educational opportunities as possible for our children during these very difficult financial times. We did lose some programs and some teachers along the way, but I believe we still have an admirable system in place for our children. In addition, we also lost our superintendent, personnel director, and our business manager, which we'll be dealing with in the upcoming term. I also want to touch on the review of the town's charter. The Town Council and 6 citizen members spent the better part of 18 months reviewing and debating the charter. We did not make any major changes, but there were some minor adjustments. At the end of the process, some mistakes were made, which I will report on in detail at the first council meeting on January 11th. Enough about the past. Let's look to the future. As a council this term, I'm hoping that we will look toward the reorganization of some town departments. This is in an effort to save tax dollars and provide the citizens with the services they expect and deserve. The initiatives that we will be working on will push towards the consolidation of some departments, as well as combining particular services, some with the schools, some with other areas. This will streamline some of the services we provide, especially in technology, personnel, and purchasing. We will also be examining all of our buildings, including the schools, to see if it's feasible to combine services that will be beneficial for everyone. I would like to continue discussions with the town manager on assisting him with his day-to-day handling of many issues, ranging from town personnel to finance. We will be looking to have someone, maybe someone that's currently employed by the town, available to help him with these aforementioned items. It is my hope for this term that we will finalize plans for the reuse of the former police station, as well as the former branch library buildings. This is a high priority for me. I'm looking forward to assembling the master plan that's being worked on for the community, and this will help guide us as we look for good quality economic development for our town. On the school committee, we have two significant issues that we have to deal with. First, we need to finalize a contract with the Watertown Education Association. These negotiations have been going on for a long time and have been frustrating for everyone involved, from the teachers to the students to the parents and the taxpayers of this community. Second, we are beginning the process of selecting a new superintendent of schools. We will move diligently and carefully through the arduous process, and I hope that we find the right person that will fit here in Watertown and stay with us for a long time. I could go on, but I think I've taken enough of your time. I'm doing something a little bit differently this year, and I've invited the town manager to speak tonight. The town manager assumed that office in 1993 and is in his 19th year serving the community in this capacity, and is in his 35th year of employment in the town of Watertown. Having served as a counselor at large for 13 years, I have always thought that the manager was a very hard and diligent worker. Much has been said about the relationship between the council president and the manager, and I think we have both worked very hard to develop a great working relationship, and we communicate constantly about issues that the town is facing and what is being brought forward for discussion by the town council. Since becoming council president in January of 2010 and working closer with Mr. Driscoll, I'm impressed with the way he runs our town. We've been very well served by the manager, who has guided the town through some of the most difficult financial times in history, and we're in a great place because of it. It's important that we all, as elected officials, work together with the manager to continue to make Watertown a great place to live. At this point, I'd like to introduce Town Manager Michael Driscoll.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. I'm honored to be invited to participate in this inaugural ceremony. To the new members of the Honorable Town Council, the new elected members of the school committee, and the new members of the Library Board of Trustees, Senator-elect Brownsberger, Representative Heck, Representative Lawn, all the citizens from Watertown here tonight. It is a pleasure to come and provide remarks this evening. When I was asked to make the remarks during this program, I wasn't asked to speak about a specific topic. It was mentioned, however, that this was not a forum for an informational presentation or a long, one-hour-long budget overview. I would like to speak tonight about the important connection between the town's government, its citizens, and our community. The executive and legislative branches of town government work in tandem and have successfully managed and maintained a wide array of municipal services while maintaining fiscal discipline. The successes we have made through a commitment to leverage both outside funding sources, whether it be federal, state, or private, and town funds to improve the quality of life and vibrancy of this community. Watertown's economy continues to weather the difficult and slow recovery of the global, national, and state economies, and the local restraint must be maintained in order that the delivery of local services enjoyed today are not eroded as we move forward. To the elected officers of the Honorable Town Council, Honorable School Committee, Honorable Library Board of Trustees, who took the oath of office tonight, and to all the other elected officials of the Honorable School Committee and Honorable Library Board of Trustees. I look forward to working with all of you in providing the highest level of services to the citizens of Watertown. We are very proud of all of our employees who work tirelessly to make Watertown a better community, and I know they too look forward to working with all of you. So at this point, congratulations to all the elected officials tonight from the government of Watertown. In the final report of the Watertown Charter Commission published prior to the May 1980 vote approving the new charter, a majority of the Charter Commission members believe that a special relationship should exist between the council president and the town managers. Ladies and gentlemen, that special relationship does in fact exist. I want to thank the Honorable Town Council President Mark Sedaris for this opportunity you have afforded me to offer remarks at this evening's inaugural. That special relationship, along with the tireless efforts of all the members of the Honorable Town Council, has a significant impact on improving the quality of life for everyone who lives and works in the community. I will speak further in a few minutes on the Honorable Town Council's efforts to provide policy guidance and their adoption of annual budget policy guidelines. As all of us, many of us know, and all of us know in this room, Watertown is a vibrant community comprised of people from various backgrounds and cultures and reflects a wide range of commerce and industry. Watertown is a community committed to economic growth and development. The town continues to provide a responsive and efficient delivery of services that enables the town to be a safe, clean, and desirable place to which live, work, and shop. Our residential neighborhoods, our public school system, and open space recreation programs provide for high quality of life standards within the community. With respect to the high quality of life standards within the community, I would like to acknowledge all of our board and commission members who volunteer their time and efforts for the betterment of all citizens of Watertown. Tonight, I reach out to all the citizens of this community to get involved in the community. Take a look on the town's website to view the board and commission terms that expire during calendar year 2012. It hasn't been posted yet, but it's going to be posted within a week. And consider forwarding a letter of interest seeking an opportunity to serve. Board members of the Commission on Disability are just one example of the fine work of all our board and commission members do for this community. One of my proudest accomplishments was in the fall of 1994, I was fortunate to be the first town manager to appoint 9 citizens to the newly established Watertown Commission on Disability. Since then, this commission provides advocacy to people with disabilities and their families, advise and assists municipal officials and employees in ensuring compliance with state and federal laws, and most importantly, attempts to ensure the interest of a very important population of our community are represented in all aspects of the town and the community as a whole. By striving to improve access to town hall and town services, the community is becoming more and more enriched by the input of its citizens, which makes Watertown a better place to live and work. In November of 2002, the Commission on Disability worked with this administration to offer template voting to those voters who are blind or visually impaired in touchscreen voting as required by the federal Helping Americans Vote Act. For tonight's event, the ASL, the computer-aided real-time translation, or CART, and the Braille programs are provided this evening as a service by the Commission on Disability. Thank you for all you do for this community. As previously mentioned, I wanted to speak further on the Honorable Town Council's efforts in providing policy guidelines and their adoption of the annual budget policy guidelines. In the recently completed fiscal year 2011 performance evaluation, a council stated the town manager works in a collaborative fashion to refer important matters to committee for the council to develop policy guidelines before taking action. Another councilor stated he keeps the policy guidelines front and center when developing the budget and managing ongoing expenditures. The town council's deliberation and approval moving forward with the procurement of a waste contract and single stream services contract and implementation during fiscal year 2012 to address the continued goal of cost savings, reduction of trash collection, and increased recycling is an example of providing policy guidance council on how to proceed in the best interest of the citizens of the Watertown. Originally, a request for proposal was issued by council, to move forward with the service, but council wanted further information on whether it would be better to proceed with these services delivered on a weekly basis. Subsequent to the request for proposal, an invitation to bid was issued, and Town Council President Sedaris scheduled a special meeting to fully discuss whether to continue with bi-weekly collection or proceed to a weekly collection. Subsequent to that full discussion, the Watertown Town Council provided the policy guidance to move forward with single-stream recycling services on a bi-weekly basis, as the Council President Sedaris indicated, with a savings of close to $300,000 in the first year of this enhanced program. Another example of the Council's policy guidance occurred during the fiscal year 2012 budget hearings, when several councils expressed an interest in possibly increasing the hours of the Watertown Free Public Library. As a result of that interest and an effort to be in compliance with the municipal appropriation requirement, the Honorable Town Council appropriated $12,000 in November, which will allow the library to be open an extra 2 hours from 5 to 7 p.m., starting this Friday evening through the last Friday of June of 2012. One more example of the Council's policy guidance in working with the administration to support the possibility of providing more services on a regional or intermunicipal basis is the administration's ongoing discussions with surrounding communities to create a Veteran Services District. With respect to the Town Council's adoption of the annual budget policy guidelines, I want to briefly review two of the financial policies the Town Council has adopted, and it's been for the betterment of this community, as well as review some of the highest rated fiscal year 2013 budget guidelines. Council President Sedaris touched on some of these, so I won't belabor all of them, but there are two financial policies the Town Council has adopted, and to the Town Council's credit, it's been critical for the well-being of this community. You've read in recently, last Thursday in the West Weekly, there was a community that had their bond rating downgraded. Well, Watertown Town Council's first financial policy is related to the unreserved fund balance, and it reads as follows: in order to respond to emergencies and other unanticipated needs, preserve financial flexibility, and maintain flexible bond ratings, the town should seek to maintain an unreserved fund balance equal to 7 to 10% of the annual operating budget. In Watertown, as of June 30th, 2011, The unreserved fund balance is at 8.31 of the annual budget. And if we can get some more federal monies from Congressman Markey, it'll be even higher. We've just got a visitor drop in, so that, to the council's credit, that's quite an accomplishment, given in the last 3 fiscal years, local aid to the town has increased by $2.9 million in economy-driven revenues, such as investment income, new growth, and motor vehicle excise continue to decline. Some of the factors offsetting these decreases were joining the Group Insurance Commission, adoption of new local option taxes, and very importantly, no increases in base wages for town employees in fiscal years 2010 and 2011. A concerted effort was made and policy guidance from the Town Council to preserve as many jobs as possible in order to provide the highest level of services to the citizens of Watertown while minimizing the number of employee layoffs. This approach best balances the interests of the taxpayer, the town, and the town employees. This approach is also consistent with no increases for Social Security recipients for the past 2 years and no base wage increases for federal workers for the same period of time. Town Council President Sedaris mentioned earlier about working with the school committee on an agreement with the Watertown Educators Association, and I want to briefly touch upon that. I too agree that that is a goal that should get accomplished in calendar year 2012. But as you know, the last proposed memorandum agreement in April 2011 between the school committee and the Watertown Educators Association was not approved, in my belief, because of the cost of the proposed MOA, the lack of fairness of the MOA, the adverse effect the MOA would have on our young teachers, and the adverse impact the proposed MOA would have on the level of service to the school children of Watertown. The proposed MOA back in April would have resulted in the layoff of almost 25 young teachers in this current fiscal year and next fiscal year. Our young teachers are the lifeblood of the district, and we should do everything possible to avoid compounding these layoffs. When one considers voting on any proposed memorandum of agreement between the school committee and the Watertown educators, you must ask one question. Is the memorandum of agreement in the best interest of the school children of Watertown? Any proposed MOA needs to be fair to the taxpayers of Watertown and the town alike, and most importantly, in the best interest of the school children of this community. The second financial policy that I want to talk about, again, in complementing the theme tonight, the Honorable Town Council and the other elected members of this community, relates to capital expenditures, and it reads as follows: in order to maintain and improve its infrastructure, facilities, and equipment, the town should seek to make annual capital expenditures equal to at least 7.5% to 8% of the operating budget. Since 1993, this town council has provided appropriation for a new senior center, the renovation of town hall to make it accessible for all residents, the renovation of the fire stations to go along with a modern fire headquarters, the building of a renovated and expanded new public works facility, the building of and renovating and expanding of a new library, the building and dedication of a new police station last fall, and lastly and most importantly, to the Honorable School Committee, the teachers, and the school children of this community, since 1995, the Honorable Town Council has appropriated almost $48 million in loan authorizations and additional transfer of funds for the renovating, expanding, and equipping of all the schools. Given what had been accomplished, it was time to turn our attention to renovating the town's main recreation complex that will benefit the school children of this community, both girls and boys, and as the Council President Sedaris alluded to, recreational opportunities for all residents of this community. The Town Council unanimously voted to move forward with the Victory Field renovation project. The financing and the fundraising plan includes 3 sources: donations and grants, sports group user fees, and tax dollars. In calendar year 2012 and in fiscal year 2013, some of the capital expenditures that we'll be looking to move forward with are as follows. Many of the town councilors received calls on this, and many of the seniors have certainly raised their concern about it, would be the purchase of a new senior shuttle bus, a new ambulance, and park renovations at 552 Main Street, which is currently where the new police station is located. Quickly on the fiscal year 2013 budget policy guidelines that Town Council adopted in December, with respect to the cost-saving revenues, the highest rated 3 of them are moving forward with relate to public safety, and that police, fire, and dispatch together represent the town's big expenditure after education. Town Council wants to, in calendar year 2012 and fiscal year 13, proceed with a review of the public safety study recommendations to determine how to best deliver the level of services the citizens want more efficiently. Implement a marketing and outreach recommendations of the strategic framework for economic development with a long-term goal to increase town revenue. And working with the town's selected energy services company, the ESCO, to develop and implement a plan toward reducing municipal baseline energy usage by 20% in 5 years. Having been certified as a green community, continue to pursue energy-related grants, particularly from the federal government, right, Congressman Markey? And then, with respect to the program enhancements and expenditures, the Council President Sedaris alluded to it, we create a comprehensive plan for the town in calendar year 2012. Another goal Council has is to update the roadway management study to develop a priority list and funding schedule for the improvements of the town's streets and sidewalks. As a side note on that, the Town Council, beginning in fiscal year 1999 through this fiscal year 2012, has appropriated in the general fund budgets almost $8 million, which is a funding of almost $568,000 for each of the fiscal year 14 fiscal years. Another item that we're looking to do this year in calendar year 2012 and fiscal year 13 is to examine the staffing structure of the Public Works Department and implement changes to improve the ability to perform routine maintenance, complete work order requests in a timely manner, and strengthen the capacity to supervise contractors. In closing, this particular building and auditorium, the Dwight Hall of the Howe building, reminds me of Hogwarts from the Harry Potter series, J.K. Rowling's, only better. If we were at Hogwarts, I would be calling President Rothstein headmaster. Thank you, as the Council President alluded, President Rothstein, for hosting this celebration. Since 1912, Watertown as a community has boasted about being the home of this extraordinary school. Happy 100th anniversary. Watertown and Perkins School for the Blind has been connected for a century. And once again, thank you for allowing me to be here tonight. I look forward to working with all the elected officials of this community, both in the local and the state and the federal, and continue building on the progress we have made in providing the highest level of services to the citizens of Watertown while utilizing the taxpayers' dollars as efficiently as possible. Thank you. God bless America. Happy New Year to everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Driscoll, for your remarks. Mr. Sedaris, thank you very much. I also wanted to please ask the Congressman Edward Markey to stand up and be recognized. He's here with us tonight. Maybe the Congressman will hang around a while in case people want to speak with you. Okay, I got you on that one. I'm going to deviate from my script for 1 minute, ladies. This past week, there was a ceremony held here in Watertown on behalf of the Watertown Housing Authority, and the two buildings that I think most of us recognize at 100 Warren Street, managed by the Watertown Housing Authority, were dedicated to a woman who has spent a great portion of her life here in Watertown, serving on many, many different boards. She ran the Miss Watertown pageant for years at the 4th of July. She serves on my board of directors at the Boys and Girls Club. She's been the chairperson of the Watertown Housing Authority for over 25 years. She's here with us tonight. I just wanted to take 1 minute to introduce Joyce Munger. So we had a beautiful sign made, and if you drive by 100 Warren Street, you will see the 100 Warren Street address, the E. Joyce Munger Apartments. Joyce, congratulations. Thank you. Okay, on behalf of all the members of the town's elected government who have been sworn in this evening, I would like to express a sincere thank you to Town Clerk John Flynn for his participation in making these ceremonies an important event in Watertown's history. John? Okay, and now I have the honor of presenting to you your newly sworn town officers, the trustees of the Free Public Library. The members of the school committee, and the president and members of the Watertown Town Council. On behalf of everyone, our friends and neighbors in the town of Watertown, I extend to you congratulations and best wishes for a successful tenure in office as together you seek to serve Watertown and its people. Congratulations. You may be seated again. Thank you. Before we adjourn, we have some sponsors that we want to graciously acknowledge for helping out tonight. Of course, number one, the Perkins School for the Blind. Steve Rothstein, thank you. Fabulous singer John Castillo. The Watertown Commission on Disability. Tell you what, I'll name the rest of them and we'll applaud at the end. How's that? The Watertown Fire and Police Departments, the Cub Scout Pack 30 and the Boy Scout Troop 30. Me, forget, that's okay. Reverend Andrea Greenwood, the First Parish of Watertown Unitarian Universalist Church, the Belmont Savings Bank, Classic Catering, Jeep Chinapa, DeVito Funeral Home, Gordon's Fine Wine and Liquors, Lily's Cafe and French Bakery, Mitchell Properties LLC, Munhall Energy Companies, Premier Bartendering and Beverage Service, the Russell Morgan Pastry and Cookie Company, he's here tonight too, Russ, famous Rotarian, Staples Copy and Print Shop, Three Sons Auto Body and Repair Service, Toyota of Watertown, the Watertown Mall, Watertown Savings Bank, and the Town of Watertown. Okay, it's official. These ceremonies stand adjourned. Please enjoy the reception so that you may all extend your personal congratulations to those sworn in this evening. Thank you for being here this evening.